Hi, I'm Nichelle Nichols, but I still feel a little bit like Lieutenant Uhura on the Starship Enterprise. You know, now there's a 20th century Enterprise, an actual space vehicle built by NASA and designed to put us in the business of space, not merely space exploration. Now, NASA's Enterprise is a space shuttle built to make regularly scheduled runs into space and back, just like a commercial airline. The shuttle may even be used to build a space station in orbit around the Earth. And this would require the services of people with a variety of skills and qualifications. Average good health is required, and candidates will train right here at Johnson Space Center, just outside Houston, Texas. Astronaut Alan Bean has agreed to show me some of the training and evaluation that new astronaut candidates will be undergoing.
During the Apollo program.
Apollo, right?
Apollo. I flew on Apollo 12, and I flew on...
Skylab, too.
You know a lot.
I know a lot about you, Alan Bean.
This whole Johnson Space Center is not just controlling space missions. We've got engineers that work in developing the hardware here, medical people that work on testing and the like. And then we've got some simulators over here where we train in frequently, and I'll...
As a shuttle
simulator? Yes, the same sort of thing that the new scientist astronauts, and which we now call mission specialists, and pilot astronauts will be flying over the term that they're here. Michelle, this is the lower body negative pressure device that we use to check and see what physical condition you're in. And if you'll get in, maybe I can explain it to you. You kind of have to put your feet down in through this opening.
It's kind of ominous.
Well, it is. It looks, but it feels good when you get in there. And it's got to be up real tight around your body.
I see.
So that it can form a airtight seal, a vacuum seal.
I see.
We're going to pump the air out of this lower body negative pressure device. And in so doing, it'll put a pull on the blood in your lower body.
What is that for? Why?
Well, what it's going to do,
Purposes.
it's going to check what condition your heart and your cardiovascular system is in. So get ready.
The Enterprise was never like this.
No, it wasn't. Okay, you ready? How's that feel?
Fantastic.
Okay, I can come down here with these controls and change the amount of suction on your lower body to stress your heart to different levels. Want to know how to get out when the test is over?
Yeah, I think it was a good idea.
And push right on there.
Oh. I feel like we have one Enterprise that was fantasy, but now we've got the real Enterprise.
Well, this Enterprise is half real and half fantasy. Why don't you have a seat over here in the commander's side,
Wow, it
Michelle?
looks just like my Enterprise.
Yeah, it does kind of. Well, I'll tell you what it does look like. It looks pretty much like the real shuttle orbiter.
Captain, at last.
Since you're sitting in the commander's seat, Michelle, let me show you how you might fly it if we were in space.
Oh, boy. Huh?
Between your knees there is what we call a hand controller, the rotation controller. It operates just like a conventional airplane stick. And that if you pull back on the stick, or the hand controller, it'll raise the nose of the orbiter.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you push forward, it'll lower the nose. If you wanted to bank left for a left turn, you'd push the hand controller left, just like a regular old airplane.
Oh, it really is.
One thing that's different about this vehicle is you notice we've got some what we call cathode ray tube displays. We got 3 of them. You don't see those in conventional airplanes because the need to display a variety of information with limited space isn't quite so critical as here.
Now, the shuttle will be taking scientists and engineers, men and women of all races, into space, just like the astronaut crew on the Starship Enterprise. So that is why I'm speaking to the whole family of humankind, minorities and women alike. If you qualify and would like to be an astronaut, now is the time. This is your NASA, a space agency embarked on a mission to improve the quality of life on planet Earth right now.
Okay, so Father Miller here. Welcome back to the Nerd Father. Kind of a sad day as Nichols, your Uhura from Star Trek, the original series, passed away this afternoon, or at least that's when it was announced. As Paulo says, there's only 3 left. Well, I only consider 2, Chekhov and Shatner. It's going to sound horrible, but I will not shed a tear the day George Takei dies. He's become so political over the years, especially the last 10 years, that I really don't care to follow him anymore. So, but yeah, Star Trek is one of my favorite shows. It's along with Doctor Who, and just gets me angry to see what they've done to it. But Nichelle was recruited by NASA back in the 70s. So that video is 45 years old, to help recruit minorities to join NASA, to consider a career in space. So, but yeah, there's only Shatner, who's 90, Chekhov, who's in his 80s, and Takei, which don't really care. But, I'll just bring up a little example of Takei, how I don't really care. Because he, let's see, I should have had this ready before I went live. That's okay. This was from a few years ago. There we go. This is a 10. Yeah, Takai's a living undead. So it's just myself tonight. Father is on the road. I'm just going to do a solo stream because there's a little bit to talk about, from the Pope to upcoming movies to Star Trek. But this was Takei from I don't remember. It's like 2-3 years ago.
The clown in blackface sitting on the Supreme Court. He gets me that angry. Sure. He doesn't belong there. And for him to say slaves had dignity, I mean, doesn't he know that slaves were in chain, that they were whipped on the back? If he saw the movie 12 Years as a Slave, they were raped, and he says they had a dignity as slaves. Or my parents lost everything that they worked for in the middle of their lives, in their 30s. His business, my father's business, our home, our freedom. And
anyway, that's Takei from a few years ago, and he actually apologized afterwards. But I mean, using the racial slur to refer to Thomas as an animal. But pray for Takei. I really do. But yeah, he used to be fun to follow on Facebook. Now, can't stand him. But what was I going to say? Oh, Justice Thomas is an awesome guy. I actually got to preach at a mass that he was at. He was at my parish one Sunday, and walking out, I recognized him. It's like it was just really neat. I got to shake his hand. So that's about my only contact with him. But Justice Thomas is a revert. He was brought up Catholic, fell away, and his friendship with Justice Scalia, whose son is a priest of the Diocese of Arlington, brought him back to the faith. So Thomas is a good man. Anyway, let's see. Yeah. Takei talking about his first time. Basically, he, let's just say how to think of it. His first, his first intimacy was when he was 13 with a 30-something-year-old man. and I'm bringing up Stream Elements so I can see what all is said. Oh, but yeah, I'm Shatner's. That when Shatner dies, that's gonna hurt. That is really gonna hurt. But Shatner is awesome. Obvious. Let's see. I'm just trying to bring up the activity feed. Okay, George. Good to see you, George. All hail the good father. Always wonderful to hear you speak. Cannot wait to hear your thoughts on Amazon Lord. Oh dear. Rings of Recycled Fantasy. That's going to be a train wreck. It really is going to be a train wreck. Anyway, my sister just had a baby boy named Elisha. Hey, great name. Good biblical name. All hail. Good to see you. Thank you again for your tip, George. Yeah, Lord of the Rings is coming out in about a month. I could make it only through about 3 minutes of the Amazon YouTube stream that they did after, and you can see Bosco in the background. I just, Gary talked about it on Friday. I just cannot stand Patton Oswalt and how he is talking about Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry. I mean, he was on the reboot of Mystery Science Theater 3000. I did like the first season, although it was a little different. I didn't really care for it. And, that also is making me think there was something else I'm going to talk about. Neil Patrick Harris made some comments about the upcoming Doctor Who. Supposedly, he is going to be playing a newer version of the Toyman. And he was praising Nuki, who's going to be the new Doctor. And it just... Rabbi and I are having a little disagreement over it. He thinks it's going to be good. I really hope and pray it is, but I'm just tired of seeing all these good stuff get killed and mutilated. So let's see. Let's see who all we got in the chat tonight. Chrisaneth, good to see you. The R is here. Yeah, this one stings. So, John Cleese. When John Cleese dies, that's going to hurt. Shatner, that's going to hurt. Stan Lee's death hurt. Yeah, there's a few deaths that really do hurt, and when Shatner goes, that's going to be one of the big ones. So, and as Paulo said, only 3. Well, I only count the 2. And Star Trek 4, I need to rewatch because I do love the hospital scene. Justin, good to see you. Chris Persia is in the chat. Good to see you. Yeah, the further away from God he goes, the crazier Takai becomes. And that brings me to another clip that I saw on YouTube, on the libs of TikTok. Chrisaneth says, what Lord of the Rings show? Yeah, good point. What Doctor Who? Somebody on Twitter made the good comment today that the Doctor died, and I can't pronounce the name of the planet, but it was the planet where he was defending Christmas. And that's just when, the Time Lords gave him the new set of regenerations. And again, I like Capaldi. If you haven't seen it, I'll just warn you, it's definitely an R-rated TV show. But this was the show that he was in that became famous before he was the Doctor, The Thick of It. It's a British satire show. I love it. But, the thing is, profanity doesn't bother me as much. I mean, I don't use the profanity. The thing is that, on Friday Night Tights, the group knows I don't care for the Lord's name in vain. But it's not going to scare me around. And yes, they are. Transalore. Thank you. Because that's where the prophecy was that the Doctor would die. So, but yeah. So I know that the Vegas is coming up. I'm not able to make it this year because on Wednesday we start the new school training. So it's going to be a busy week. My pastor's still on vacation, and the other priest that's in residence is starting his priestly retreat. So as I've probably mentioned before, one of the things that priests are required to do every year is to go on a retreat. And I made my retreat at the end of May when I first moved here. I'm just bringing up this other video. the pastor made his retreat the second retreat, which is the first week of June after my retreat, and the other priest is now making his retreat this week. So I am by myself in the parish until Thursday, and it should be fine. It's been a busy weekend. I had the 3 masses this morning because our parish has 4 on Sunday. But I also had a last rites yesterday at the hospital, and then I had to visit another hospital for a parishioner that's having some health problems. So, yes, I'm being watched. It's good to see everybody here. If you're not subscribed, please do hit the bell. I'm getting close to the big 4,000 mark. I'm about 1,000 hours away, so I still got a little bit of work to do, but you know what? It's good. But this was something that I saw on the libs of TikTok today, and I'm still dumbfounded. I don't know how to blow it up. I don't know if I can blow it up, but anyway, it's probably a good thing I can't blow it up.
It's Britta Filter, and she...
Britta Filter. They have somebody by the name of Britta Filter in this Episcopalian church, a drag queen by the name of Britta Filter. And all I'm thinking is the water filter.
is the Queen of New York! Yeah!
This is sick. So I do apologize for that, but yeah, that is disgusting. I mean yeah, it is heartbreaking, Paul. It is. It's probably a good thing I didn't break that into the big full screen thing. Man of War is here. Good to see us. So we just went from Nichelle Nichols' death into drag queens in the church. Episcopalian church. So yeah. But how is that exactly meant to be worshiping the Lord in the house of the Lord? Well, I'm going to try to be ecumenical here. This would definitely not be allowed in the Catholic Church, because in the Catholic Church we do have a thing called the Eucharist, which is the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Christ, truly present in what appears to be bread and wine. That type of thing would be an abomination, a sacrilege, and just a mockery of God. Because that has no place in the house of God, worshiping God. You can talk about, ministering to those that are of the variety community, and there are groups that do it. I know in the church, you got Father James Martin, but the one that I really recommend is Courage. It's run by a priest outside of Philadelphia, and it's a faithful Catholic organization helping those that have same-sex attraction to live according to the teachings of the church, to be able to carry their cross. And, that goes contrary to what the world would say. As Dark Shadow Logan says, that is gross. I don't think that church looks pretty, but God is not present there. Let's see. Yeah, the church was in New York City, and yes, they are. I don't put it past some of the lefty priests. So Justin knows. I am from originally the diocese where Justin lives. Comics. I got to remember Comic Sense Collective. That is my home diocese. I am no longer there. I moved away there to enter the seminary. But there was a parish there that was big into Call to Action, which is a group that is promoting women priests and just basically ministries that are not in line with the church. That's about all I really can say with that. But yeah, so I'm trying to think what else there was on this thing. I had a few links that I found. I don't know why I got this one. Let me see what this is. Oh yeah. Yeah, so really looking. Oh yes. I have not covered the German Synod. So there's in the church right now, there's a thing called the Synod on the Synod. And from what I understand, the Pope is going to have a Synod of Bishops, and it's supposed to be talking about all sorts of different things that are happening in the churches throughout the world. I know that we had our little session last fall, and in our diocese, one of the big things was, can we have facial hair? Which, as you can tell, we now do. Up until February, I did not. We weren't allowed to have facial hair. We were supposed to be clean shaved. And I'm pretty happy with this because I had facial hair before I entered seminary, and I had to shave when I entered and been clean shaved for almost 20 years up until February. So I'm very happy to have a beard now. This is my first beard, though. I used to have a goatee. But this Libs of TikTok will make you kind of root for the sweet meter of death just because of the insanity that there is out here. This is only a minute clip. It's gonna. You might need a drink for this one.
3 ways to let your friends know what gender you're feeling today. Gender fluid edition. PSA that you don't have to do any of these. These are just things that I do. 1. Pronoun bracelets.
Part of
You
the
get
reason
different
is some
colour
people don't
bracelets with
take care of their
different pronouns.
beard.
For example, this one says she, her. This one says he, him. And this one says they, them. The colours also correspond to how I'm feeling. So black usually goes with my black male outfits. This usually goes with like my pink female outfits, and this usually goes as my non-binary outfit. Just
This
a
is
way to let your
stupid.
friends know
I
what
mean,
gender
this
you're
is
feeling today
seriously
and how to feel
stupid.
addressed. Pins are also another good option. For example, I have this one that says they, them for when I'm feeling non-binary. 2. Clothing. Personally, I present very typically masculine when I'm feeling like a guy, and I
This
present more
girl's
ambiguously
nuts.
when I'm feeling like a non-binary, and when I'm feeling like a girl, I usually wear loads of pink. But anyone can wear anything that they want to, and it doesn't necessarily depend on gender. And finally, letting your friends know. Just tell them. That's it. Just tell them when you meet them. I'm feeling like this today, and can you dress me like this? 3 ways.
Yeah. But that kind of goes along with what I was going to talk about with Doctor Who. Let's see if I can find. I thought I had it on here. As I'm doing that, as I'm trying to find the article that I was tweeting this morning, Bullet Train is coming out this week, and I am pretty excited for that. Brad Pitt's new movie. Oh, Gary responded. So, okay, so this is from Twitter. Bring my little tweet up. So Neil Patrick Harris is going to be in, I don't know if it's the 60th anniversary, but he said that Nucci is going to be the first gay doctor, which is going to be super cool, a sexier doctor. I don't want that in Doctor Who. Basically, I said that my anger with all of this that's going on right now is so hot that it's turning sand into glass. But yeah, so Gary responded, he will not be the first gay doctor. I gotta like that. So let's click on the article. So this is coming from a thing called Cult Box, which I had not heard of. I will admit, I mean, Neil Patrick Harris's outfit, his appearance, his character does look intriguing. How they still chose Nucci's outfit, that's... Anyway. So Neil Patrick Harris says Nucci will be portrayed the first gay doctor. I think the thing that I'm having the discussion with the rabbi right now is on semantics. Question whether he's the first gay to be the doctor or will he be the first gay doctor. I'm going with what Harris says, that he's probably going to portray the first gay doctor. Okay, and this is coming from Variety, so I did not see this earlier. But he says I got to meet and interact with him a bit, and he's glorious. He'll be the first gay doctor, which is going to be super cool, a sexier doctor. I really don't want sex in Doctor Who. I mean, okay, it does talk about Matt Smith's The Wedding of River Song. You know, as River Song went on, her storyline towards the end of Matt Smith's time and into Capaldi, it just got to be, it's like, just get it done with. But I love the idea of River Song that she meets David Tennant's doctor, and for her, it's the end of the line, but for Tennant is the beginning. And every time they meet, it's more leaning towards the Doctor knows more about her than River Song knows about the Doctor, up until the time of Matt Smith, where it's basically Amy and Rory's friend, who's a little black kid, that after she gets shot, she regenerates into Alex Kingston. Mispronounced the name, but yeah, so yeah, anyway. If Neil Patrick Harris is not making an assumption, it was informed as part of his participation in the production of the 60th anniversary special. New cheese game. 13th Doctor is expected to continue a storyline which includes a mutual attraction between the Doctor and Yaz. Oh, for crying out loud. In the Doctor Who BBC Centennial to air in October 2022, I will probably do it just because I need to come up with new content. Fans are waiting expectantly to see if Whittaker's final episode will include a Dr. Yaz romance. I hope not. But, just like anything else, this thing has been ruined. I don't care anymore. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, so I did not need to see that. Let's see. She looks 12. Is that Jodie Whittaker? Oh, no, I'm sorry. The lips of TikTok girl. They are. I don't really know. I got together with one of our priests last night. He's now a pastor. He was kind of in the chancery staff, but now he's a pastor. So, but we taught at the same high school for a while, and I was telling him that I'm grateful that I'm going back to teaching freshmen this year instead of juniors or seniors, because in our diocese, the juniors learn morality, and with all this garbage that's going on, I'm glad I don't have to deal with it, because I really don't feel like debating it. But is that how he's going to be dressed as the Doctor? No, better not be. Shooty. Thank you, Chris Persia. I just wish I cared. Has signed a contract where he has the right to choose the wardrobe he wears as the Doctor. Crying out loud. Countryman2222 says, glad to catch your live stream. Just got back from my last mass of the weekend. Oh, very good. Are you the one from Omaha? I can't remember where. Or just DM me or whatever. But yeah, I had 3 masses this weekend. So in our diocese, we are dispensed from the breviary when we pray 3 masses. My last assignment was 3 parishes. So on Sunday, I had 3 parishes. I also was driving 60 miles every weekend. So it was nice just having to walk across the street to be able to say the masses today. But yeah, good to see you. Again, the thing is with names, it's kind of hard to tell who's who on this. But yeah, let's go back to variety. So let's see. I'm trying to find the Doctor Who bit. No Doctor Who stuff. Okay, here's Doctor Who. Harris recently returned from shooting the new season of Doctor Who in Wales. Okay, is that a one-time thing, or showrunner Russell T Davies offered him a role after they worked together on It's a Sin, HBO's limited series. I haven't watched it. I don't really want to watch it. He's also in a show called Sex Education, which I don't watch and don't want to watch. But he says he got to meet and interact with him a bit, and he's glorious. Okay, that's whatever. That's all it is. They did a whole article over just this one quote, the quote that I said on the other article. I got to meet and interact with him, and he's with him a bit, and he's glorious. He'll be the first gay Doctor, which is going to be super cool, a sexier Doctor. Ian and I were talking about this. Ian, the Mega Geek, and I were talking on Friday. If this happened 60 years ago when it first came out, there's no way it would show. It would. I mean, even up until 10 years ago, if this was the way they're going to portray the new Doctor, there's no way Doctor Who would have survived. Behind me, I have almost all the new Who. I would like to eventually buy old Who now that they're coming on box set. I can start to do that. but I have BritBox, and really, right now, since I have BritBox, I don't see the need to spend lots and lots and lots of money on something I can watch on TV. Now, of course, yeah, keep your physical media. Don't get rid of your physical media. Um, so let's see. It might not exactly be the same thing. However, it'll be something flamboyant. You know, if I want flamboyant, bring back Captain Jack. I mean, the rabbi and I were talking about that on Friday. I mean, with Captain Jack, at least it wasn't in your face. It was obvious that he would hit on anything that had a heartbeat. Didn't matter if it was man, animal, whatever the sex. I mean, that was kind of the fun of it. And I loved the 50th anniversary special, The Five Doctors ish, where it's portrayed that John Bowerman is actually married to a woman and has a family. So, I mean, I kind of got a laugh out of that. Snartopoopus is in the chat. Good to see you, Snartopoopus. So, let's see. Space dinosaurs here. The Doctor's love of his companions go beyond something as superficial as romance. Yeah. You know, it was a big thing in the 1996 movie, the movie that aired on Fox over here, where it was Paul McGann's Eighth Doctor regenerated from the Sylvester McCoy's Doctor. It was a big thing when the Doctor kissed. I can't remember her name. She was the companion of the only one time the woman that played played a Doctor, not the Doctor. But I mean, there's a thing where they kiss, and that was kind of the big thing because up until that time, there's no affection, physical affection shown between the Doctor and the companion. Him, her, they. There's no way it's going to make it to the 75th. There's no way it's going to make it to the 65th. So, our power was out for 3 hours. Oof. I identify as thawed. My pronouns are hot, sweaty, and bare. Yeah. How long do they until they change the TARDIS to a rainbow colored portal potty? I tell you, that's the sad thing right now. I'm thinking of the TARDIS whenever I see the blue portal potties. I took a picture. My last assignment, driving to one of the mission parishes. They're doing work on the highway. I was taking a picture of one of the portal potties because in the distance it kind of looked like a TARDIS. But it's pretty bad when you're starting to mock Doctor Who, and it used to be really good. Poor bear. I hope it's work. Oh, good. It is working. Yeah, so it is 94 degrees here right now. You can see in the background, I had to buy a new fan because I'm in the upstairs part of the rectory, and it's warm up here. So, but yeah, so that is what's going on with. But going back to Nichelle Nichols, I wanted to bring up her IMDb page because I was looking at it earlier just to see what all she was in besides Star Trek. But she fell into the problem that a lot of the original cast did. She got typecast. But that's the thing that she was able to do with NASA, was being able to use her role, her position, to be able to recruit others to join NASA. There was the famous story that she was thinking of dropping out because she had a chance to go on Broadway, and she was at an NAACP convention, and somebody there said they really wanted to meet her. She thought it was just going to be a Trekkie, and it turned out to be Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who convinced her to stay on because, again, the impact she was having on minorities at the time. So she was 89 years old. Yeah. As Eastland Burkholder said, girls are encouraged by her. And, I mean, that's when Star Trek was fun. So, Star Trek 5, the movies. Surge of Power. Ooh. Oh, dear. Surge of Power Doctor Who tribute. We'll have to look at that. Space Command. I didn't see Space Command. I know it got canceled. I think it only made 2 seasons on Netflix. Sharknado 5. First Sharknado was genius. The second was good. And it went downhill after that. It's probably a good thing they didn't really make any more of it. Renegades, I'm not familiar with. I guess she was in the soap opera The Young and the Restless. Starship Excelsior. Family Guy, The Quest for Stuff. I've never heard of that one. Scooby-Doo. She was in Scooby-Doo, the TV movie. Okay. I guess I don't remember her being in Heroes. Let me just bring that up. Heroes was a really good show for the first season. It was the second season it went downhill, and I actually stopped watching it after the second season. She was in The Simpsons. She was in Futurama, one of the heads. Snow Dogs, okay. Spider-Man, the animated series from the 90s. Batman, the animated series. But yeah, up until 92, everything was basically Star Trek. So with the 25th anniversary game, The Undiscovered Country, which I'll be honest, I've never seen. I've really never seen 5 and 6 from start to finish. Mostly because I didn't want to. Star Trek 4 and Star Trek 2 are probably 2 of my favorite of the Star Trek movies. Star Trek 3, Search for Spock, I remember seeing that. I remember reading the book back in the 80s, and it was one of those I stayed up all night to read. She was in the animated series, which actually was really good. I don't think it gets enough credit, but it was really good. And from 66 to 69 in the original series. But up until then, she was in maybe little bits and pieces of TV shows. She was in Porgy and Bess back in 59 as the dancer. So, yeah. Let's see, going back. Is it cold there? I would happily trade you hot weather for cold. I'm not doing my Friday stream this week because, as I was mentioning, I have a golf tournament that I'm going to be playing in. Our Catholic Social Services is having a tournament, and as a priest, we get to play for free. So I'm not going to pass up a round of free golf. The only problem is it's supposed to be in the 90s, and I hate the heat. So, at least the TARDIS portal potty won't need to be emptied often, figuring that it's bigger on the inside than the outside. Sure. Rest in peace, Nichelle Nichols. I keep thinking Nicole. Anyway. Roddenberry set it up or did not, depending on who you believe, the meeting with MLK. Okay, I did not know that. And yeah, Justin, it was the first interracial kiss. I tried to look up on newspapers.com some coverage from back then. Really didn't see anything. I was surprised by that. Don't disparage Sharknado. I'm broadcasting from the Midwest, so I can say that. I was supposed to be out on the Jersey Shore last week, but airfare to Philly, where I went to seminary, where my classmates are, was going to be $800, and yeah, I didn't do it. So I did the Dallas trip for the meetup, and that was worth it. And yeah, that's how you promote minorities, not this woke garbage. And I'm thinking of the 2 moms, the Army recruit ad with the 2 moms. Sharknado was one of the last. Well, yeah, it was. The one movie I'm thinking, and I think it was before Sharknado, was Iron Sky. Basically, space Yahtzees from the moon. And Iron Sky is genius. I'll have to play the trailer for that in a little bit. Bread and Circuses. I'm trying to remember which one that is. Undiscovered Country was solid. Again, I never saw it. I kind of get 5 and 6 mixed up. Is 6 the one where they were searching for God? Because I did read Shatner's. I listened to Shatner's audiobook on his friendship with Nimoy, and I don't know. 5 had moving scenes with McCoy. I hope that's not the campfire scene. Oh, dear heavens. It's 105 where you're at. Dear heavens. Shatner gets a lot of hate for Star Trek 5. Yeah. Oh, Mark's here. Good to see you, Mark. Solid, but not pew pew. 5 is the terrible one. 6 is the undiscovered country. Oh, okay, thank you, Man of War. 5 is the search for God. So, anyway, that was that. Let me see what I was going to bring up. So, yeah, the other thing I was just going to talk about real quick before we go into church stuff is upcoming movies, because I'll bring up the Iron Sky trailer. Let me do that in the background. I'll have to play it in the background or whatever. Really, there's only one movie coming up and it's coming up on Thursday, Bullet Train. Other than that, I really don't have any desire to see anything. I do still need to see The Rise of Guru. One of the animators is a friend of mine, and the Minions are guilty pleasures. So, I mean, I gotta watch that. I have not seen Love and Thunder. I do not care to see Love and Thunder. Let's blow that up for the screen. So last week was DC League of Super Pets. So it's basically like Crypto, all the Super Pets of the superheroes. Okay, I'll probably watch it when it comes on streaming, but I'm not going to waste 2 hours in the theater to watch it. I mean, the trailer looked interesting. Vengeance with BJ Novak from The Office and Dove Cameron. Bullet Train is the big one. I'm going to make the trip up to IMAX to watch that. I can catch a matinee for $11. Figure it's worth it. Easter Sunday, I seen the trailer. It doesn't look interesting. I know some people might disagree with this one. The Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I never was into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I never saw any of the movies. I was around when the cartoon series came out in the 90s. Didn't care for it. Secret Headquarters. Owen Wilson and Michael Pena. Mac and Rita. Diane Keaton. Elizabeth Lawley. Beast. Don't care. Nothing coming out that week. Samaritan, I heard good things about it. Guess I didn't know that was coming out. I have no desire whatsoever to see Hocus Pocus. No desire whatsoever. Oh, let's see. We got another tip. Man of War, thank you. Let's see. Since you will be playing hooky on us, here's Friday's drinking money in advance. Fun little thing, Man of War, is when you are a priest playing in the golf tournament, the people you play with will buy the drinks for the priest. Plus, my golf bag has a nice little side compartment that's insulated, so I can put my candy bars, my water, if you know what I'm referring to, that type of stuff in there, and to keep it cool. So thank you for the tip. See, Gandalf identifies it as White Wizard. I'm going to watch Easter Sunday because I'm Filipino and I'm obligated. But my best friend, Eugene Corderio, it's pretty neat. That's awesome that you know somebody's in the movie. That really is neat. Let me know how that is. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the bomb. The General's Fried Chicken is the bomb. And that is an Undercover Brother reference there. Paulo Minion's Minion. Good to see you. I don't know if you're going to make it to Vegas. Love to, but again, I'm teaching. I got to get ready for that. Again, no desire for Hocus Pocus. I'm not a Bette Midler fan. I really don't care for Sarah Jessica Parker, and I can never remember. I think it's Kathy Ninja May. Outside of the first movie, I don't know what else she's in. Oh, there it is. Kitty is doing good. Kitty is drinking from her dish right now. Let's see. Okay. Oh, very good. Well, like I said, I wish I could be there, but I know that my new in-school service training starts next week, and that's why Odin's not going to be there as well, because his school is starting up soon. I think it's the 17th that the Vegas meetup is. Our first day of school is the 16th. So, in our diocese, when a school day falls on a holy day, there is no school. So the 15th of August is the Assumption of Mary, body and soul, into heaven. That is a holy day of obligation, but because it falls on a Monday this year, I don't think the obligation is there. But because it is still a holy day, we have no school. So school starts on Tuesday the 16th, but Tuesday is my day off, but I'm still going to go in since I figure I have Monday off anyway. Why is Sarah Jessica Parker? I can't say that. I wanted to hold my comment on that. But yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, that's coming out in September. Hunk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. Never heard of it. Pinocchio, that's going to be a train wreck. That's on Disney Plus with Tom Hanks. I don't know if that's going to be as bad as Robert Benito's Pinocchio, the one that was from Life is Beautiful. He did a live action Pinocchio. Life is Beautiful is a good movie. I have probably not seen it in 30 years. I've probably seen it once. Salem's Lot. I think that's Stephen King. They're remaking it. Don't care. This one I will definitely not be seeing. Blondie. And the reason is it's NC-17. That's an automatic no. Bros is coming out. Don't know anything about it. Hocus Pocus 2. Won't see it. As I've said, one of my contentions with Hocus Pocus is the word Hocus Pocus is a mockery of the Latin words of consecration. Because, again, as I said, the difference between the Catholic Church and the Episcopalian Church is we believe that Jesus is truly present in the sacrament and what appears to be bread and wine. That change happens when I say the words of consecration over the bread and wine. Basically, this is my body, this is my blood. It's a little bit more than just that. But the Latin words are hoc es and corpum meum. This is my body. So again, it's kind of it's a mockery because, the idea of hocus pocus is magic, but it's a mockery of the Catholic belief of the Eucharist because we believe that the Eucharist becomes the bread becomes the body and blood of Christ. So during the Elizabethan times, it was a mockery of the church. So, but again, I have no desire to see Bette Midler. I pretty much have as much desire to see that as I would watching anything with Joy Behar in it. Black Adam is coming out. I don't care. There is one other movie I know that's coming out. That would be Shazam 2. That actually looks really good. I was a fan of the first one. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I don't care. So Avatar 2 is coming out. It would help if I saw the first one. So Avatar 2 comes out on the 16th, and so Shazam comes out on the 21st. Let's see. Just going back to the things too. Snorter Poopers, you made me inhale my iced tea. Hope you get that cleaned out. Let's see. Snorter Poopers, that's an insult to horses. Yeah. Woman King. Okay, I guess I forgot about that. I didn't see that release date, but I seen the movie poster. I don't really care to see it. I really don't. And yeah, as Amadeus, I hope I got that right. Had to sound it out. The film list is very thin. I mean, there really isn't anything exciting coming out. I mean, some people are going to be excited for Avatar. I never wanted to see it when it first came out. And as I'm looking at the screen here, I see The Expendables is supposed to be coming out, the fourth one. Whatever. Thank you, Gandalf. Hoc est corpus meum. This is my body. So hocus pocus. Hoc est corpus. Hocus pocus. So again, mockery of the words of consecration. Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time. I did watch the South Park Dances with Smurfs. I enjoy that more than I probably would Avatar. Has it been 10 years since Avatar came out? I thought it was longer than that. Anyway, Samaritan looks like a fun time of movie with no politics. I hope so. Diocese of Portland in Maine. Okay, very good. Very good. More than 10. Yeah, I think it's been more than 10 years. Avatar was a remake of Dances with Wolves. That's why South Park did the parody Dances with Smurfs, where Cartman goes undercover in the Smurf village. He actually dresses up as a big Smurf. While I'm doing that, let me bring up this trailer. This is Iron Sky.
New York has come under attack. Witnesses
from 2013, I think it was. But we'll play a little bit of this. Hopefully we won't get copyright.
Hundreds of UFOs. It's opening fire! Oh my God!
Avatar was 2009. I mean, this, seriously, I enjoyed this movie more than Sharknado. I mean, the whole premise is just nuts.
Where are we from? The dark side of the moon! And we come in peace!
Who are these guys anyway?
Nazis from the moon.
That's too much. One word from me, and the invasion from the moon begins.
Invasion? Y'all must be tripping.
Now, my question is, what do y'all plan to do about it? Because we just happen to have a little something up our own sleeve. All presidents who start a war in their first term get reelected.
Und wegen all diese Untermenschen
yeah.
von der Erdkarte.
You got the Sarah Palin parody warning.
Shit, this just keeps getting better and better.
We are the promise delivered to all mankind. We raise our hand to one nation. We march to the beat of one heart. The world is sick, but we are the doctors.
Wir sehen uns in Valhalla.
2012, so that movie's 10 years old. Yeah, Man of War. I saw the trailer for the second one. I never saw the second one. It just looks really, I mean, the first one was genius, but they tried to milk it too much. If I remember correctly, the second one is supposed to be dinosaurs under the earth. Anyway, Snorter Poopa says Avatar was too preachy. Yeah, that's part of the reason I think it was. Yeah, it was it's a good time of a movie. It is. It really. It's a messed up movie, but it was a fun movie. I could watch it over and over again. Sharknado, I probably haven't seen it in a while. Iron Sky and Iron Sky: The Coming Race. Yeah, the first one actually did really good, but I think part of the problem was they took too long to make the second one. So let's do. I'll just bring up the South Park parody one because you have Cartman here. For those that have not seen it, whoops. We don't want that. We just want the image. Yeah, so Cartman is kind of like going into Avatar. Yeah, I mean, it is bad, but I mean, it is still enjoyable. It's not a PG movie, but I mean, the idea that you have space Yahtzees coming from the dark side of the moon. Supposedly, they discovered how to break gravity at the end of World War II. They escaped the defeat of Germany, and 70 years later, they come back to take over the Earth. But the funny thing, and I'm not going to go into it because I mean, there's some things in there that are just so awesome about it. Yeah, but this was Dances with Smurfs. But yeah, the other thing that I just wanted to mention, I'm going to have to wrap up soon because I have to go do benediction in about an hour. So as I mentioned last week, the Pope came back from a trip to Canada. I didn't really get to follow the trip as much. I know some people were making a big deal of it because the Pope was dressing up in the Indian or Native headgear. I really don't care about that. I mean, John Paul did that. But this was an article I saw this morning from Catholic News Agency. Pope Francis says the Lord will say when it is time to retire. And as you know, and I showed the video, the Pope is using a wheelchair to get around because he has a really bad knee. And I guess he said yesterday that he's open to the possibility of retiring if he discerns that is God's will. I think that at my age, I think he's 85. And with this limitation, again, with this bad knee, I have to cut back a little bit to be able to serve the church. Or on the contrary, to think about the possibility of stepping down. The door is open. It's one of the normal options. But up to today, I haven't knocked on that door. He is 85, it says. I guess he was asked multiple times during the press conference about whether he would resign in light of the physical health limitations he's faced in recent months. Whatever the Lord says, the Lord can tell me to resign. It is the Lord who commands. Great. Knee surgery is not planned in my case. The expert says yes, but there's the whole problem of anesthesia. He had that problem last year, I think it was, and it did have some severe effects. And at his age and in his health, remember, he only has one working lung. So he wants to go to Ukraine. Okay. I guess he's supposed to go to Kazakhstan in September. I didn't realize that, but he's supposed to be visiting the Pope, the tomb of Pope Callistus. Callistus, the one that resigned. He was the first Pope to resign, and he was the one that everybody talked about when Benedict resigned back in 2013. So, two retired popes at the same time. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. John Paul was the Pope for most of my life. I was 4 years old when he was elected in 78, so I don't remember the year of the three popes. On my channel, so if you search under the Nerd Father, I do have clips from ABC when John Paul II was elected. I tried finding it last night. I couldn't. It's on there somewhere, but it was fun watching Peter Jennings try to pronounce the name of Wojtyła. Now, I'll be honest, I really don't know how to pronounce Pope Francis's original name. It probably took me a long time to learn how to pronounce Wojtyła. Heck, it took me about half a semester to learn how to pronounce the name of the assistant at my parish in Philly because he was from Poland, off the boat Polish. And it took a while because with all the syllables, it wasn't exactly a common name. So I don't know. Oh no. I don't think peanut butter is bad for cats. I don't give mine peanut butter. Let me see if I can find the little thing. Just thinking of that got me reminded of something I came across the other day, and I'll just conclude with that. So I saw on Chewy they have Temptations. It's a Halloween thing, which is tasty human flavor, which is chicken liver and beef flavor. So it is an actual thing. Let's see if we can bring that up. Whoops. So for limited time, tasty human, chicken liver and beef flavors. And you got a cat. You know the cat would do this. If the cat had workable thumbs, it would do something like this. So that's all I got for tonight. Like I said, I'm going to try to go live. I might try to do a Friday morning stream this week. I'll reach out to Ian and PJ if anybody else is able to join. Mostly because the golf is in the afternoon and I won't be able to be around for the Friday Night Tights stream. But yeah, it's going to be a busy week. I have 2 masses daily up until Thursday when the pastor comes back. Wednesday, I have to film a TV mass because the TV station here airs a mass for the shut-ins. We usually film them about a month or 2 in advance. So I did one of those earlier this summer, and I have another one. I've been asked to do another one this coming week. But yeah, other than that, I'm just trying to think. In-service on Wednesday, and then the whole in-service, full-blown back-to-school stuff starts up next week. So just say a prayer for me because I am teaching scripture for the first time. Not familiar with it, but it'll be fine. And I'm excited to be back. So that's all I got. I thank you for joining me. Thank you, George and Man of War, for your tips. Thank you very much. So till next time, God bless. And I'm hitting the button. So we'll talk to everybody